Hey Greg, Jessica Peterson here from Peterson SEO. I just got off the phone probably about an hour or so ago with Sherry, and she thought you'd be really excited to get this video. And so I'm super excited she accepted this for you because today we're going to go over just a few strategies you can start applying right away, and it's going to make a huge impact on your business. And I know that it will when you apply these strategies because we've done this with over 50 other restoration companies around the US, and it's made a significant impact on their business, okay? I'm not just talking about a couple customers. I'm talking about hitting goals they didn't even know were possible, okay? And so you're probably wondering why we do this, and that is a fair question. And it's because I'm really passionate about what you guys do, okay? So if I can give you a few tips that's going to help you bring in more leads, more jobs every month, that's more people that you're helping. More displaced families getting their homes back, okay? And so please feel free. You can take this information, run with it, apply it yourself, and start bringing in new jobs every single month. Or if you'd rather focus on what you do best and hire somebody like us, that's okay too. But either way, what's really important is you use these strategies and help more people, okay? So today we're going to go over 3 main things you can start applying right away, and it's going to be huge for you guys. We're going to talk about content, citations, and then backlinks, okay? Now, right now, you guys get about 10 people on average to your website organically per month, okay? So you're missing out on thousands of visitors every single month, more than 70% of potential jobs every month by not having these strategies in place, okay? So first we're going to talk content. So here we are on your website. You got a good basic foundation set up. I do love this here. I love that you're using real photos, real images of you guys, not just stock photos. So it really personalizes your website. So this is really awesome. I love it. Now, when it comes to your website, content is key, and you do need a lot of content. And so that's content on your homepage, as well as having the separate pages for each of your major services, which it looks like you do. So this is basic foundation. That's awesome. You have that. Google does require separate pages for each major service so that each page is focused on just that one service and the keywords for that service, so Google can help you bring customers for those services. Now, your home page is the most important page of your website because it ties the entire page or website together. So it really does need to be have basic information about all your major services. Does look like you have a little bit here. And it needs to be focused around those local keywords, okay? Because 90% of people who are searching for your help don't know who you are yet. So they are not looking for frontier restoration. They're looking up water damage, basement flooding, mold removal, okay? And so those are the keywords that you need to be hyper focused on. You need to dial in that keyword strategy and really focus on those local keywords. And you also do need a lot of content, okay? So your home page should have at least 1,500 words of content or more based around those local keywords, okay? So you guys definitely need a lot more content. You need to dial in your keyword strategy. And if your competitors have 1,500 words, you're going to need more than they have. As always, when competing with competition, we have to do better. So if they have 1,500 words, you need more. You might shoot for 2,000 words, okay, on your homepage. Now, Google has what's called crawlers, which are like little mini robots, and they scan your entire website. They scan all of these images, looking for keywords, and information about your services. We can see here this image says untitled design. So that's not an optimized image. You want to have those images saved with those local keywords, just like you want those local keywords in your content. Because with those crawlers, Google's trying to understand what services you offer, what your business is about, and where you offer those services. So if you're not using those local keywords and you don't have a keyword strategy, Google doesn't have the understanding it needs to be able to send customers to your website. So while you guys do have a really good basic foundation, you just really need to dial in on your content and keyword strategy, okay? Now, when we look at your competitor, your top competitor for water damage in the area is PowerDry. They also have a nice looking website. They have separate service area pages. I apologize. Having separate service area pages are really critical if you're servicing multiple areas to help you get found in each of those areas. They also have separate service pages for all their major services. Click to call buttons here. And right below the fold here, they have a form. We highly recommend those forms, and even having it here above the fold. We've found that people with forms above the fold get 80% more conversions by just having those forms up there. And these guys do have a little bit more content than you guys, but honestly, still not enough content. We do see they have those local keyword, local strategy going on here. And so you guys definitely have to beat them. You definitely need more content on the homepage, better quality content, more pages, more long form blogs. All of those things are going to help you be more competitive and to be eventually able to outrank them, okay? Now, when your customers do a search, we all know they'll do a search something like this: water damage restoration in Kansas City. And when they do, there's 3 major spots your website has potential to own the positioning in. Okay, the first is always going to be ads, and those could be cost per click ads like this ServPro ad, or even local service ads. And those could be really beneficial as long as your systems are dialed in and you have the proper landing pages. They could be really, really great. But if they're not dialed in and you don't have the proper landing pages developed, it could actually be a money pit, okay? Now, the second section here is even more important. This is your map pack, your Google business profile. You want it to be in this top 3 position for the areas you serve for each service, because 30% of people will skip everything else and they come right here to this map area. And so when your business isn't in the top 3, you're quite literally sending all of those jobs to your competitors. Okay, so now if you find your business is not here in this top 3, you need to optimize that profile. And there are several factors that go into this ranking, but one of the most important is something called citations, which is simply listing the name of the business, the address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories, which are citations. So directories are things like the yellow pages, social media profiles, Angie's List, House, Glassdoor, Yelp. Those are all really great citations. You need more of those citations than your competitors are doing, okay? So getting those citations are going to be huge for you guys. And then this third section here is the most important section. This is your organic section. This is where you need your website to be showing up when your customers are doing a search like this, okay? Because nearly 70% of people skip ads in the maps and they come right here. So when your business is not one of these top 3, or not even top 3, but not isn't here in this organic section, you're losing out on over 70% of the jobs every single month. So in order for your website to show up here, it all comes back down to the foundation of this website. Having the proper optimizations of content and keyword strategy, and then supporting that with a good backlink strategy. So this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to tell how your website is performing. We can see here you have a rating of a 7 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow. I am so sorry about that. So a 7 isn't terrible, but it also means that Google doesn't quite trust your website yet. And that does have to do with the content of your website, but more so has to do with the power you're sending to your website. Like every other tool we use, they require power. And so for us to power your website, we need backlinks. So we need a lot of good quality backlinks. We need more than our competition. But it's important to understand that backlinks are not created equal. This is a popularity contest. And so we only want the good quality do follow backlinks, okay? The referring domain is just any website that provides these backlinks to your website. And so you get credit for 1 backlink per referring domain. And so we really want to focus on getting those good quality links. Sure, you could try and get backlinks from something like Burger King and Pizza Hut, right? Because they're high-ranking websites. But you guys don't serve food, okay? And so even though those are high-quality websites, they will not help you. They will actually hurt you more than they would help you. So we have to go after quality links from related types of home services. They could be from vendors' websites. They could be magazines and other websites of related services. And those are going to help boost your authority, increase this score, which is going to help Google promote your website and help you rank for keywords. Okay? Now, because you don't have a whole lot of content on your website, not really a keyword strategy, you've only been indexed for 14 keywords, and you're only getting 10 people on average to your website per month. Now, one thing that concerned me when we actually looked at these keywords is none of these are really service related. I should say most of these are not service related. And it looks like you're getting listed for a bunch of other types of restoration brands and businesses, which is a little concerning for me. So having your brand is great, but 90% of people will not be searching for that. 90% of people won't know who you are, so they're searching those local keywords like water damage, Kansas City, okay? So we have to focus on those local buyer intent keywords. And so the only thing you're ranking for is your brand, and that is where your traffic is coming from. Those are people who already know who you are, okay? So you're missing out on everybody else who doesn't. Now, if we look at your competitor here, they have a rating of a 19 with over 900 backlinks. But there are quite a bit of spammy ones in here. So we don't have to copy those spammy ones. We only have to do better. We have to get better quality links and more of those better quality links, okay? But because they have more pages and more content and long form blogs, they've got indexed for over 600 keywords, and they're getting over 1,600 people every single month to their website. And when we look at the keywords, it's because they're actually ranking. There's 10 spots per page on Google. And we look, these are, yes, some of that is branded, but most of this is your local keywords. And we can see there's a ton of potential volume. There's thousands in volume in your area every single month that you could be capitalizing on if you follow these strategies. So are these guys beatable? Of course they are. But you do need to apply the strategies that I've just shown you. So please feel free to take these strategies, run with it, start today, and start helping more people every single month. But if you'd rather focus on what you do best and have somebody else help you out, at Peterson SEO, this is our specialty, and we specialize in working with companies just like you guys. So please feel free to reach out, ask any questions, give us a call. We'd be happy to chat.